inmates is still on the run. Listen, I live my life like an open book. I told y'all that I live my life like an open book. We all got problems, and so we figure it out as we go. You know what I'm saying? 2 inmates are still on the run, and that not only are they hunting them down, but they are going after anybody that helps them. They're going after anybody that helps them. If you know any of these inmates and they ever call you, be careful if you answer the phone. If you get an if y'all know any of these people, be careful answering the phone. If you get an unidentified phone call, they are prosecuting anybody that decides that they want to get involved with any of these inmates whatsoever. All right? Make sure I hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Look at me. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let's get to it, y'all.
After nearly 2 weeks on the run, 3 inmates who escaped a New Orleans jail, they are back behind bars. Police say an anonymous tip led to the capture of Anton Van Buren in Baton Rouge around 6 last night. An hour later, about 400 miles away, 2 more inmates, Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald, were captured by Texas authorities after a high-speed chase. And the Louisiana State Police just posted this picture on social media showing the capture of Van Buren in Baton Rouge. She is seen being taken into custody on a Louisiana State Police helicopter and flown to a secure facility. CBS News reporter Katie Weiss is in New Orleans. And Katie, 8 inmates captured, 2 remain. What else do we know about them?
Well, at this time, we know that at least one of the men that's still at large, Derek Groves, he is convicted of murder. We know that the family of the victim in his case has even gone into hiding. They've been under protection for the last week since these men have remained at large. And they've even told our affiliate that they don't know what he's planning. They're really concerned for their safety.
Wow. What is the latest on the accused accomplices in this escape? Because several people have been arrested accused of helping those inmates.
Several people already arrested. We know 9 people are facing charges so far. And also we know that more people could be facing charges. In fact, a jail plumber so far has been arrested for allegedly helping the inmates to escape. We know that 5 of the accomplices who helped the inmates after.
How did the plumber not know that he would be arrested? How did the jail plumber not know? If somebody had to cut the water off in order for them to be able to escape, how did he not know that they was going to find out what the hell he was doing and pull the cameras to see everywhere he was inside of the prison, and that he wouldn't then become a jail or an inmate or a prisoner himself? How did the plumber not know this?
The escape are accused of helping one of the men who was just caught last night, Van Buren. But that jail plumber, he's accused of helping the inmates actually rip a toilet from the wall so they could then crawl through a hole behind it and escape. And I'm told by several officials here in town that there's no way that just the plumber helped them make this happen, that there are likely several more arrests to come.
Wow. And Katie, you had the chance to speak with the DA in New Orleans about the ongoing investigation. What did they tell you?
Well, the DA is furious. He says there's still just a lot that just does not add up here. He's really pointing fingers at the sheriff, Susan Hudson, for her lack of response, for her slow response, for not notifying officials sooner the day that it happened. And then also he says at this point she's not fully cooperating with the investigation. He says several
because they're trying
DNA
to say themselves.
And fingerprint results will be coming out this week. That will lead to potentially more arrests of employees, as I mentioned. But he says not all cards are off the table, even for potential charges against other higher level administrators within the sheriff's office.
Wow. So this case clearly not over yet.
Heads is rolling. Let me spin the block real quick and let me go over to this part of the section. These are some of the people. Do you see these women? Do you see these women? Shout out to all of our black women. I say it all the time. You don't have a woman issue. You got a confidence issue, big dog. What up to Fa Brown? You don't have a woman issue. You got a confidence issue. Anton, what do you mean I got a confidence issue? Look at these women that's getting arrested for helping these jailbirds. Look at the women that's in a relationship with the jailbirds. You don't have a woman issue, big dog. It's not that they hate you. It's not that they just single baby mamas. It's not any other talking points in real life. You seriously just not shooting your shot and you just go, you got a confidence issue, bro. Real talk. All of them. All of them. All shapes, all sizes, all different names, all of them. They are, y'all got to stop telling me that y'all got these high standards. Y'all are helping dudes that's in jail for murder. That's your baby daddy. You said Shorty on the right is decent, Rush King? And then they'll get with you and start having these high standards. They got bust down by the dude that's in prison, that's going to jail for life, for murder. And then they're going to come to you and say, you know what? God may help me to raise my standards. I'm different now. If you ain't six figures, I don't want to talk to you. Ma'am, you just answered the phone for Snoop. Y'all know Snoop and Baby Boy? As soon as he got out of jail, he kicked over your son's Ford. I'm supposed to come in and fight this dude? Okay.
A manhunt also underway for the remaining two fugitives who escaped from that New Orleans jail nearly 2 weeks ago now. Police say they should be considered armed and dangerous. Let's bring in Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill for more on this. Madam Attorney General, thanks very much for being with us. So the two inmates who remain at large are Derek Groves, convicted of multiple murders. He was awaiting sentencing. To say that he is dangerous, would be an understatement. The other one is Antoine Massey. He's considered a bit of a Houdini by many people because he is a multiple escape artist. Are you confident that these two will be recaptured?
I'm absolutely confident that they will be recaptured, and we just are going to continue our very methodical work to get them back in custody. And we have been successful, and I'm confident that we will eventually have them back in custody.
This is the worst case scenario.
Considered to be armed and very dangerous. You can see from the charges that they were being held on and the convictions of Derek Groves that they are dangerous individuals.
So we had yesterday that dramatic video of the arrest of two of the escaped inmates in Texas. They were taken down by local authorities in Walker County, which is north of Houston. Quite dramatic video is at multiple gunpoint. They were dragged out of a car and taken back into custody, thankfully, with no bloodshed. But the fact that they got a few hundred miles away, that's
crazy.
Give you consideration that the two remaining fugitives may have gotten even further away, or do you think they could
one of the
still be
dudes
hanging
ain't got
around
nothing
Orleans
to lose?
Parish?
I guess he figured he ain't got nothing to lose.
You know, there's always been the possibility that they have moved to another state. If they had some help. That vehicle that these individuals were driving was rented in New Orleans, as I appreciated, and driven to the Texas area around Houston. So they absolutely could be moving to other areas.
Yeah,
I alerted my colleagues in the states surrounding Louisiana immediately after the jailbreak to be on alert and to notify their law enforcement partners that these individuals could be coming to their states. And so we've been chasing down those leads from the very beginning to try and identify any known associates in states that may be neighbors of ours.
So a really interesting and I would also volunteer troubling aspect of all of this is that 14 people have been arrested so far for allegedly aiding and abetting the escape.
I said it from the very beginning. When this first started happening, I said, listen, it's going to be a whole lot of people and a whole lot of women that is going to get in trouble because of this. And lo and behold, they all fit the description. All of them. Even the ones that don't have no profile photo. And look, they putting up their mug shots. They not just saying, hey, this is the person. It's not the same. They're not pulling the picture off of your Instagram. Lanika, shout out to Lanika Van Buren. Diamond. I know what Diamond White look like. Deshanae, shout out to Deshanae. Patricia. So Lanika and Patricia got to be related because both of them got Van Buren at the end of their names. Angel, shout out to Angel. Tashania, Casey, Connie. We already talked about Corvante. And Courtney. It's bad, bro. It's bad. This is messed up. Y'all out here looking dusty out in these streets.
Itself or the escapees. Do you believe that these people were sympathetic to the escapees? Were they coerced?
No, they wasn't coerced.
You know, I think they were sympathetic. I mean, some of them are relatives of individuals who are escapees. One of them is, I think, a father of one of them. One may be a sister. Some of them are girlfriends or have, you know, romantic relationships. I mean, these individuals are reaching out to people that they know and seeking assistance. And we are going to arrest and prosecute anyone who we find is assisting them.
I hope y'all heard that. Because this is not just about the inmates. This is about the company that you keep. If you surround yourself with the wrong type of people, at some point, they're going to put you to the test. They're going to test your loyalty. Because see, it's not all cool. I hate it when people tell me, or they tried to convince me and say, man, you know what? I just got to stay connected to the hood. Eventually, the hood is going to test you. They're going to test your resolve. They're going to test whether or not they feel like you snitching. They're going to test whether or not you really going to hold them down. They're going to test whether or not you a real one. You can't keep hanging around because eventually you're going to get put to the test. That's just the way that it go. It don't matter who you with or who you around. At some point, somebody is going to call on you and they're going to say, hey, fam, I need you. Now, you're going to have to determine whether or not that person is supposed to be in your inner circle, because you don't want them to say, I need you for the wrong reasons. You want them to say, hey, I need you to give me a referral for a job. I need you to give me, connect me with the right people so that I can ultimately level up. Or, hey, do you know anybody in this particular industry? Because I'm trying to put this idea together. You want to be the glue that hold people together in a positive way. You don't want nobody to say, hey, I need you. Can you go and rent me a car because I'm on a run? This is a test. This is a lesson. I look at everything as a lesson. Everything is a lesson. Why do you have the wrong type of boyfriend? You know that when you talk to the dope boy, eventually, if you get in the car with him, it's always a possibility that you can get pulled over. I did a whole interview with a woman that almost did 10 years in prison. I did a whole interview on the Anton Daniels channel when I was doing a whole lot of interviews. I did a whole, you know what? I had to fly to her city. She couldn't even come to Detroit. She was they still had to make sure that she was in the house at a certain, because she was just on parole. I had to fly to her city. During the interview process, you know what she said? She kept doing like this. I said, you good? Yeah, I just got to make sure that I'm back home by a certain time, because if I don't, then my ankle monitor. Because she was in the car with the wrong dude that said that he loved her. That's the honest to God truth. She kept doing like this. How much longer are we going to be interviewing? That's the honest to God truth. I said, They say, Anton, you ain't real. I said, yes, I am. I'm real free. I'm real free. This ain't no life to live, y'all. I know they keep telling you that you ain't keeping it real. I know they keep telling you that you a sellout. I know they keep telling you that you're not holding it down from the hood that you from. Why you ain't going to go back and put more money in your community? I don't answer people like that no more.